بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Uh, as we wind down the blessed month of Ramadan, we turn our attention to the upcoming day of Eid, the day of celebration and the day of crowning of our righteous deeds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted for us to carry during this past blessed month of Ramadan. So we would like to announce the day of Eid, Eid al-Fitr, as agreed upon from the Fiqh Council of North America. The Fiqh Council recognizes, excuse me, the astronomical calculations as an acceptable Sharia method for determining the beginning of lunar months, including the months of Ramadan and the month of Shawwal. The Fiqh Council uses the criteria of the European Council of Fatwa and Research. And on the basis of that criteria and that method, the date of Eid al-Fitr, inshallah, for this year, for the year 1441 Hijri, with the year 2020, has been determined to be this Sunday, inshallah. This Sunday, May 24th, also corresponding to the first day of the month of Shawwal. As most of you already know, many of our messages within the community and across the globe, or mosques, including our own mosque, our own masjid, will not be organizing large Eid Fitr prayers this year, unfortunately, indoors or outdoors, due to the pandemic, to the COVID-19 pandemic that the world over has been subjected to, and of course in compliance with the state social distancing policies. However, families can instead hold Eid prayers at home, either individually or as a jama'ah, with family members as groups. Also, the Eid khutbah itself, as many of you may already know, is not required and is not a fard, it's not an obligation. However, people can listen to many of those that are already offered throughout the local, your local masjid, to an online Eid reflection. And please do check your local masjid website or Facebook page to get the details of when that is going to be offered. And inshallah, we will be offering a Eid Khatira, or reflection, on the morning of this Eid, inshallah, of this coming Eid day, bidillah. So please check our Facebook page and as well our website for the exact timing of the Eid reflection and for how to connect for the live streaming of that Eid reflection. As for the Eid prayer itself, it can be offered really anytime after sunrise and before noontime. And as mentioned before, either individually or preferably in small family jama'ah, in small family groups, if at all possible. Also, please try and uphold the different sunnah of Eid, such as preparing yourself, taking a bath, putting on your best and most festive clothing, reciting the recommended takbiras after, usually that would start after sunset on the last day of Ramadan, before Eid. So the day before Eid, that's when takbirats will begin and continue on through that evening after Isha, and in the morning after Fajr, and just before Eid prayers, inshallah. That's when the takbirats for Eid al-Fitr would then stop or be recommended to stop. Also, eating some dates or some sweets before Eid prayer is part of the sunnah, inshallah. And again, remember that takbirat are a sunnah. They can be said either individually, which has been reported by the Sahabas, anytime, like I said, after Maghrib, on the last day of Ramadan, and not just after the obligatory prayers. Anytime that one remembers and wishes to, they can make takbirats, inshallah. it is especially important for us, um, as a reminder, to make sure that our children are enjoying this Eid day. Eid is meant to be a festive day for all the believers, and especially our children. Share gifts, if at all possible, with them. Do something special for them on that day, on the day of Eid, to mark its festivity. Have them give gifts to others, or better yet, have them give sadaqah, to teach them the ethics of giving sadaqah, visiting friends and family, of course, avoiding physical proximity and from a distance. And again, please make sure to follow the state instructions on wearing face masks, social distancing, and using personal protection, hand sanitizers, and such. For Salat al-Eid, or Eid prayers themselves, we want to kind of remind, and especially that given these extraordinary circumstances, on how to carry the Salat al-Eid, for those who are going to be carrying them at home, in small groups with your families. Salat al-Eid is 2 rak'ah, and it is like any other sunnah, but the Salat al-Eid sunnah has some special additions. So it is 2 rak'ahs, with the first rak'ah, after takbir al-ihram, to say 7 takbirats. So you would begin standing up, and you say Allahu Akbar, as when you first, what you would usually do when you make salat, sunnah or fard. But then you follow it, the first rak'ah, you follow it with 7 additional takbirat. So you would say Allahu Akbar, and then that would be the first, the beginning of salat, and then you would say 7 more takbirats after that. So you would say, either you're raising your hands, or just saying takbirah. You say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So 7 times in the first rak'ah. And then you proceed to reading Al-Fatiha, the first chapter of the Quran, and another surah, in a loud voice, so that those who are around you can hear you recite the surahs. So it will be jahr. In most cases, as part of the sunnah, it's recommended that the first surah to read in the first rak'ah after Fatiha is Surah Al-A'la. And if you don't know that surah, then you can read any other surah. That is okay. Anything that you may have memorized that is easy for you to recite, you can certainly recite that. But if you do know or have memorized Surah Al-A'la, then you can recite that. In the second rak'ah, and you proceed as you do any salat, and then you come up for the second rak'ah, and as you come up for the second rak'ah, now you do 5 takbirats. So as you come up from sujood, and you say Allahu Akbar as you're standing up. Now, while standing up and before you start reading the Fatiha, you say 5 takbirats. So, and this is going to be for the second rak'ah. So again, Allahu Akbar, either raising your hands or not raising your hands, either is acceptable. And you say Allahu Akbar 5 times. And then you proceed to reading Al-Fatiha, and then reading a second surah. It is sunnah to read Al-Ghashiyah, Surah Al-Ghashiyah. But again, if you do not know what that is, then, or you have not memorized it, then you can read any other surah that you have memorized, and that is easy for you to and then proceed to finish that second rak'ah, inshallah. And that would, and then you proceed to make taslim, and that would then finish or be the end of the second rak'ah, and that would be the complete. That would complete the salat al-Eid, 2 rak'ahs after the and then the taslim. And lastly, just as a reminder to everyone, do not forget to give your zakat al-fitr. It needs to be done before Salat al-Eid. This year it has been established to be set to be between $10 and $12, the equivalent of a meal that you would get from an average store or restaurant. So $10 to $12 per fasting person. It can be given online to someone else, to an institution that will be giving that zakat to somebody else who's in need. Or if you do know, if you yourself know somebody who is in need, then please do give that to them. But again, please make sure to give it before Salat al-Eid. In fact, today or tomorrow, even before Eid, so that the person receiving it may use it comfortably on the day of Eid and not have to wait until they are given that zakat al-fitr on that day. We bid farewell to the blessed month of Ramadan. And as we do so, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our acts of obedience, to accept our amal, to forgive us, and to take away this pandemic from all of us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as this blessed month of Ramadan is now coming to an end, to help us remain steadfast in practicing our deen in the way that we have been during this blessed month of Ramadan, to grant us the knowledge of our deen. We ask him to forgive us our shortcomings, to guide us to what is best for us in this dunya, in this worldly life, and in the akhirah. We ask him to grant us success in this life and in the hereafter, to remove all traces of arrogance from our hearts, to make us always be in support of the needy, to always stand in support for what is right, and to always stand against what is unjust and wrong. We ask him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to protect our brothers and sisters the world over who have been wronged, who have been displaced from their homes, who have been subjected to injustices, trespassed upon, and stripped from their most basic human rights. We ask him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to answer their plea, to mend their condition, and to restore their rights. And through his divine mercy, to grant us and them a place in paradise, in Jannah, to save us from the torment of the hellfire, for he is, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most forgiving and the most merciful. Ameen. Eid Mubarak to all of you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.